Yeah, baby. They done played our song. They done put the lights on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Sideline Junkies. It's Friday Eve. It's the place where you come to shake off that today stuff and get started a brand new. When you wake up tomorrow morning, you go to the water cooler, you go to the microwave, and you go to the little spot with the donuts that's a day old. You're going to hear people say a couple things. They're going to say 3 words, and that's the Thursday Night Throwdown. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. It's Thursday.
Sure.
We getting going. We got some topics. We're going to have some fun. But let me first introduce my guys. That's the gentleman Jack, this whatever way. I'm the Midnight Rider. Your show's host is the big guy KG. KG, take it away.
Good Thursday evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Sideline Junkies Thursday Night Throwdown. I gotta say this, and I gotta let everybody know that if you did not see In the Passenger Seat last night, please go ahead and check that out on YouTube. You can check it out on Facebook. You can also listen to it audibly, Odyssey app, Spotify.
What's that word? Hold on, Jesse. What's that word?
Audibly.
Audibly. You listen to it audibly.
I just made a new word. So you can listen to it on the Odyssey app, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts. Anywhere you stream at, you can watch. And I'm sorry, anywhere you stream at, you can listen to the Sideline Junkies. So if you in your car and you say, hey, I need something to listen to get me through, of course, we're right there for you. So
yeah, no, that's definitely right. Look, they got one more day to get them donations in. It's funding the Special Olympic Athletes of Maryland, helping them through all their competitions and stuff. So please, I put it on Sideline Junkies Facebook page. They start plunging Friday morning. What was it? Midnight Rider, 9-10 a.m. Something like that.
They got to get there at 8 or 9. First plunge, I think, is at 10.
Yeah, so let's get those pledges in to help Team Jimmy reach their goal. As I said, the link is on our Facebook page, Special Olympics Maryland. I will post it again on my page and the Facebook page. Let's help them bust their goal up, dude. I don't want them to just reach it. I want them to smash it. So it's a great cause and great people. So be on the lookout on our Facebook page. Thanks, KG.
Not a problem, Jack. I got something to say real quick. I got something to say. I was looking for you put me in the big screen. It's nothing that important that I got to be in the big screen.
We just wait.
I was looking for our NFL pre-season picks and everything, and I found the division picks, but I don't know if we gave up any records.
No, we didn't do records.
Okay, but we did picks.
I recall that maybe in my saying, I said I'd like to see 8 wins, 9 wins would be great. That was my prediction for Washington, but I don't recall us doing picks for the division.
Now we did division picks, but we didn't do. I don't think we did records because I'm looking at the division picks as we speak.
Okay,
and I think I'm the only one that picked the AFC correctly because I had Buffalo, Baltimore, Houston, and Kansas City. And looking at everybody else's, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Miami. You guys had Miami across the board. I was the only one that picked Buffalo to win the division. And I only missed one in the NFC, and that was the San Francisco 49ers. But I got Tampa Bay, I got Detroit, I got Philly. So I just wanted to say that because I felt really, really good.
That's a lot of I got.
Yeah, I got.
Okay.
But also, I gotta eat some crow, and this is what I wanted to start off with because I gotta be put it out there. I had a bet with Midnight Rider. I bet a steak and cheese that Aaron Glenn was going to New Orleans. Aaron Glenn is actually going to be the next New York Jets head coach. So, Midnight Rider, your next steak and cheese is on me. I can't deny it.
Congratulations.
Yes, indeed.
Winner. Cheesesteak dinner.
Yeah, it is. I think that should be the staple of the show. Whenever we have a disagreement and it involves a player, I think it should become just like we got Blue Magic. And then we got to make it the steak and cheese bet.
Winner, cheesesteak dinner. I get it. Yeah, all of us like cheesesteaks.
Yeah, I love it.
Shit. I like a little mushroom, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise. Hook me up.
Couple of comments. JB and KAT All-Star game starters from Perry. What's happening, Perry? Shouts out to Tatum.
Yes, sir. What's up, Perry?
Matty Ice said, hello from Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and some AHL hockey. Stadium
Matty's
tour.
Always on the road. He's always on the road. And congratulations with my voice this time, Matty. I've sent Matty some messages. I saw a little preview of his show. I'm so happy he's joining the network, man. That's amazing.
We haven't made the announcement yet, Jack.
Oh, shit. Well, booyah! God damn, I do this all the time. Yeah, some network. I'm not sure which one. I didn't say which one.
I'm glad Perry's in the comments because you know what time it is. We coming up on All-Star Weekend. We coming up on trade deadline. You know, we always sit in with Perry, and we get lost in the sauce. Couple of things. We're gonna talk some NBA tonight. Where you guys want to start? You want to start with some NFL? You want to start with some NBA since we talking NBA already? Where y'all want to start at?
Let's talk NBA since we're there already.
All right.
I'm cool with that.
Now, since we're going to talk some NBA, the topic is NBA team that has surprised you, good or bad. Let me say this. We talked early in the season, myself, Midnight Rider, Perry. I think I pulled double duty that night because Jack had to end the passenger seat too. I was in two different studios at once. Yeah, that was
it was like the first one, I think.
Yeah, and we couldn't miss
that out because I had to leave, jump off, and go over to the other side, and then you did. You pulled double duty.
Yeah, we pulled 7 shows in 6 days that week.
Yeah, we were busy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this: Kyle Kuzma still being in DC is a surprise. I'm gonna say that now.
I ain't even heard nobody talking about it.
I heard that he's gonna be out of here before the deadline.
Yeah, he got to. So my boy KG can take over. Not you, KG, but Keyshawn George. I'm telling you, it's something about that kid. Him and Koulibaly, I just think they're gonna be all right in the next couple years. They just gotta lose. They gotta just lose enough to get flagged.
Well, they are.
Flag.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
By far, their record, they probably 6 games below the closest team. Let me see. I got stats.
Nah, they not somebody right there. There's somebody right
Bullshit.
there with them.
Bullshit. They 5 game difference. I'm sorry. The Wizards are 6-36. Okay, Jesus Christ, 6-36. Man, I'd be hanging from the Woodrow Wilson Bridge.
Here's the thing: you talk about surprise team, good or bad. We got a couple in the comments. Maddie said, good is easily the Cavs. Maddie said, I'm sorry. Perry said Detroit by far, and Maddie said, forgot about Detroit. Good call. I'm gonna say the Wizards. Because I thought the Wizards weren't this terrible.
See, this is how I know you don't listen to me. I keep trying to tell you.
I knew they was just terrible.
I tried to school you. Hold on. Fix the window back so we can talk regularly. Fix the window back. Dude, I told you, if this team gets close to 20 games, they ought to fire Keith. They shouldn't even be close to winning 20 games. They should let these young kids. They should let these young kids grow, play as much as they can. You got 4 guys that are not even 19. They might not even be 20. So let them kids learn on the ropes. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got Brogdon, Poole, Kuzma, and Valanciunas are all here on borrowed time. I hope they rent it. And I think I said that before. I hope they rent. So
and that's what Perry just said. Trade deadline in 2 weeks. Kuzma and Valley out by 2-8. Really, Cage? Yeah, I'm saying this is what I'm saying. Y'all did school me on, but here's the thing. Remember, this team opened up the season 10-0 under West Unseld Jr. They opened up 10-0, and I was like, this team has talent. Let these youngins play. But these youngins gonna surprise you because they can really ball. And then after what we saw from Sarr early on, it didn't translate into the regular season. After what we saw from Koulibaly in the Olympics, he was a man possessed. I'm like, oh, he's coming back. You put him with Poole, who seemed to be a little bit more focused, not so as my wife calls scatterbrain. I'm like, this team, they not going to the playoffs, but they can at least win 25 to 30 games. Hell no.
Nah, dog.
you don't want that. First and foremost, you don't want that. You don't want to be close to 25.
But here's the thing. You don't want that, but just because you don't want that, what happens when you don't want that from a Wizards team? They do the shit anyway.
Dude,
that's my whole point.
They're fine right now doing what they're doing. All right. The problem is Poole turns over the ball every other possession because he's trying to make some and-one mixtape highlight film. I mean, their problem is their offense isn't consistent enough, and they take bad threes. And the bad part about the people taking the bad threes is it's the vets. It's Kuzma coming down, just pulling up, taking a three for no reason. Like, dude, can you break a sweat? Can you just run up a screen real quick? Poole come down between the legs, step back, three. Dude, you just hit a on a swing, you just hit one. Keep your rhythm. It's the little things. They turn the ball over and go stretches where they don't score. Like they'll go a good 5-minute stretch and won't put points up. That is their problem right now. And all I want them to do is take these vets, give them a nice U-Haul truck, and then whatever that next thing smoking is to go out of town, just put them on it. Because you need to let these guys let them grow. Let their games grow. Go ahead, KG. I'm sorry. You know this is my subject.
You're right. You're right, though. If the ball's in Poole or Kuzma's hands, there's no offense being ran. If the ball's in the youngin's hand you mentioned in the beginning, what's his name again?
Kashawn George.
Yeah, Kashawn George. He runs that team. He'll run the offense. Them boys just looking at the rim, Kuzma and Poole. They looking at the rim. And they don't care if they win or lose, man. It's terrible over there. I'm sorry, KG. It's definitely not what you thought it was.
Now, let me get to a couple comments and I'll explain why I feel that way.
Perry
said Bron, KG, Joker, Steph, Shy in the West, JB, Kate, Cat, Tatum, Freak, and Spider in the East. That's are they gonna play though? That's when I say are they gonna play this like we used to play in all-star games where it may be 135 to 131, but it was a damn good game and it was defense played throughout the fourth quarter. Are they gonna play ball?
Have you already forgotten the format for the all-star game?
Yeah, I think I had. They changed the format again?
They have 4 teams. I think it's 4 teams to 8. Don't get me wrong. I don't know the roster limit.
2 games.
Play 2 games to 40, and then they play the winners of those 2 games to go on to 40, come back and play in a final game to 25.
So we playing pickup ball?
To a degree.
I haven't seen how they're making the rosters. I mean, they got to throw more than 5 on a team, you'd think. But that would be
throw at least 7, at least get a rotation.
Well, I'm saying 5 on the team's 20 guys. That's all that usually makes the all-star team is 12. So we're gonna have 28 all-stars.
That's about right, normal. Probably about 13. You have 14 all-stars. Yes, you do.
Yeah, man, there's only about 20.
Here we go again.
We fine,
Well,
son. But
Perry said Tank like Abbott.
Exactly.
And he said, don't say nothing. Now he said, what year was that? That was year before last. They started out 10-0.
That.
I don't remember them starting 10-0 ever.
Yeah,
I don't remember that
everybody's
either.
like, oh, the Wizards are the hottest ticket. Then they lost like 7 straight.
I think they may have been 10-2.
No, they were 10-0. They won the first 2
I
games.
don't remember that.
It was. I want to
I
say it
remember
was
winning 10 games in a row since Jesus walked, but that's a whole different thing.
Well, are we talking literally
3 years
when
ago?
Kanye made them up? Which one is it?
3 years ago, guys.
It was 3 years ago.
10-3 3 years ago.
Yeah, I know about 10-0.
It was 10-3, but they were 10-0 at a point. They were because everybody was like,
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
You lived in your hopes and your dreams.
No, this is how I remember it. Because I said something to you about it. You was like, fool's gold. You was like, don't believe it. And then they went, I think they went the whole month of December with like 1 win.
Because they came back to reality.
Yeah, they were flying high. And they can't, because I was like, Wes Unseld Jr., this is who they should. I've been telling you this for 2 years. That's who they need. You was like, young, shut up, stop. And Perry said it. Stop. Stop.
Perry.
Stop. And he said, take off the blinders. This is the year to tank.
Something real good. On the second comment down, he mentions a real good fact. I forgot about that. Read. Yeah, go ahead. Read that one in the next one.
Be like Detroit, tank, stack talent. Yep. Yeah, but can they? Yep. That's another thing. You got to have a front office that can identify talent. That talent that you actually keep.
We're fine.
He said 4 teams of 8. One of the teams being the Rising Stars winners.
So the Pro Ball players will only have 3 teams. So it'll be 3 times. That'd be 24.
But the Rising Stars are just the rookies and the sophomores.
Right, correct. But I'm saying it would only make rosters for 3 teams of NBA players, so that would bring the number to 24, in which it normally is in All Stars. I see Perry mentioned it was 12.
He said 12 All Stars per team.
That makes sense. If they had another 8 NBA players, that wouldn't make sense, guys.
Yeah. And he said
there is 8 NBA players. They're just on the Rising Stars team
they're still NBA players. They're just young bucks.
Point. But they get selected a different way for the Rising Stars.
I get what you say.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Let's get back to, because you and I haven't given our surprise teams.
Right.
And your surprise team.
They can be 5 and 6 and it's fool's gold. Yeah, in this day and age, the Wizards, it is fool's gold. Go ahead, gentlemen.
One of my surprise teams is Houston. Houston's doing damn well. Jalen Green's really stepped up. And I don't know how to say that boy's name. Sengun, Sengun.
Yeah.
Sengun. He is really developing into a powerful big man with a nice mid-range. He got down low moves, and he can shoot a tray here and there. I like watching Houston. I think Houston's going to be a big come-up. Memphis, John Morant's been out a lot. I don't know. Is he suspended? Is he hurt? Is he resting?
He's having back issues. So that's what brought out a couple of weeks ago. He claimed he wasn't going to dunk or like slow down on dunking on people. And
is that right? Oh,
2 days later, he came out and dunked on somebody. So yeah.
He posterized somebody the other day, man. Good Lord. It was but it ended up there was a foul called on the floor, and Morant took like 4 more steps. He could have stopped. And he said, I'm dunking over this dude, even though it ain't count. But,
that was the one on Wembanyama.
Yes, I believe it was Wemby. Yeah, was it. All over Sports Center. Got ready to say Sports Machine. God, I miss George Michael Sports Machine. The Knicks, getting Towns is the best thing that happened in New York, man. It took a lot of the load off Brunson. Brunson's scoring numbers are down, but shit, you got Brunson averaging 26 and Towns averaging 22. Man, that's real nice. You got Towns is averaging 20. I'm sorry, he's averaging 25 and 14 rebounds. So what a great trade for New York. My down would be Dallas. I think that they started slow. They got a lot of injuries. Luka and Lively are out. If they were both in there, Dallas would be much higher than they are. I think they're going to be a strong team in the West. You know how the NBA goes, man. They just play to get in, and then they start playing for real. These long seasons, they start playing after All-Star break. Don't you agree, Midnight Rider?
Now, yeah, they play when they want to. And I think if you don't mind me taking a step forward off of this and going
Go
with
ahead.
my surprise. My first surprise is the 76ers. I mean, Joel Embiid, I mean, he can't play back-to-backs. I think now he's hurt again. Like they need to just find some way to just go ahead and be done with that. Let that situation be gone.
And George.
Because it's just he's not doing anything. He doesn't even. It's like he doesn't care. I know his body's banged up, and I understand that, but like you gotta decide something. Like you either gotta play through it, or you gotta get a surgery so you can be better next year. Ain't no need in dilly dallying because now you can also help your team because maybe you lose a couple ball games, you can get a younger piece around you, so you can continue the building that you've done. On the good side, I had what Jack Carr had, the Houston Rockets. I think the Rockets, with all that young talent, and the biggest thing they did, the two biggest moves they made all off season was adding Fred VanVleet, and adding because he's an NBA champion. He's got the maturity. He can talk to these guys and tell them, "Hey, that's not how you do it. I played with Kawhi, and this is how he prepared for games." If they listen, and another person is Steven Adams. Steven Adams doesn't play a whole lot of great minutes, but he's another person that grounds these young guys, and he can help them out when it comes to certain situations and walking them through the veteran presence that KG loves.
And I'll say this before I get to the comments. As far as good surprise, I'll say it's the Lakers. Because I think the Lakers are close to their ceiling. I don't think they're the number one team in the West, but I think they're kind of close to their ceiling.
They playing over their head.
They're fifth right now, but it's around the 4 or 5 mark in the West. I think that's their ceiling right now. If I could say bad, I'm gonna go personally. The Bulls are 19 and 25, and it's like I'm not surprised, but I'm like I told you so. I turn into Mike Singletary when I talk about Zach LaVine. Can't win with him. I just can't. He's not my guy. He's not. If I had a choice, I'm keeping DeMar DeRozan. Let him walk. When he got that contract, said the worst thing we ever did was gave him that contract because now we tied to him.
Well, the problem is don't nobody want him.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you got to eat that. Now, I could take it back further. I'm an emotional person.
No.
Nah.
Got that from you? Oh, my God. You
know, when they traded Derrick Rose, I cried. A year later to the day, they traded Jimmy Butler. I cried. And it's like a piece of me died when they traded those two players because I'm like, you guys are not trying to win. You traded Jimmy Butler for Zach LaVine, and we have not won since. We haven't even been competitive since. When we had a team together, when Zach LaVine was out and you had DeMar DeRozan, you had Kobe White, you had Alex Caruso, Lonzo Ball was in and out, but he was playing. We had a run going. We were hot. LaVine came back, and it just didn't work. LaVine's just not my cup of tea. And that's okay. I want to say this, but personally, off the court, I think he's a great person, great guy. But on the court for the Bulls, he's not my guy. And I don't have too many guys that wear a Bulls uniform that's not my guy. But he's not my guy.
Okay.
But I will say that's just me. Perry said, not surprised with Houston.
Do you want to add players, or we want to just keep going with this like we got it?
I mean, you can add players too.
Okay.
Good coaching and the right mix of youth and vets in Houston. Sam all checking in. What's happening, Sam?
What's up,
Perry said, told you on the preview show. Health is still an issue with Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And Sixers health. We talked about trust on the preview show. Can't trust them.
Yep.
And I said something. earlier in the season, and I still stand by it. Joel Embiid is soft. Capital S-O-F-T. Soft.
Marshmallow.
I say it all the time. You play a kid's game for a king's ransom. If you cannot run a back-to-back, but you're supposed to be one of the best bigs in the league, and then you talk about Shaq ain't got nothing to say to me. I dog Shaq. You wouldn't dog anybody because you can't play. Stop it. I would take, how's Dwight Howard? 36, 37? I would take Dwight Howard on the Sixers if I was a coach right now. And Dwight Howard would come in and give me minutes and buckets. I'd be fine. I think the Sixers would be a better team if they signed Dwight Howard to the veteran minimum and let him work his way into shape. If he ain't in shape, they'd be a better team without Embiid, but with Dwight Howard. I'm sorry. Perry said Udoka is the reason for Houston's success.
Well, hold on, Perry. You know, I had one thing that scared me about Udoka is if there were any. I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna leave him alone. I ain't gonna mess with him.
Don't do that.
I ain't gonna mess with him like that.
You started it. Don't leave him hanging.
I mean, if they got some pretty women in the front office, you gotta watch out for Udoka, man. That's all I'm saying.
Well, Perry said, "Really, you emotional?" Yeah, I mean, I'm an emotional guy. Sam says, "Yup, Levine misses threes on purpose. I think he just misses everything on purpose, and he can score his ass off, but it's like he's not doing it in a Bulls uniform. But I guarantee you, wherever he goes next, he's going to have a resurgence, and he's going to be one of the top players in the league for the rest of his career if he leaves the Bulls. I don't know what it is. It might be a dark cloud over him. I don't know.
Nah, dog. I mean, the bad enough part." I'm glad I wasn't the only one that was going to say that. Oh, man. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that was going to say that.
Buzzing.
Ooh. Yeah, you just made me lose my train of thought.
So look here.
Levine. I think the problem with Levine is his contract is an issue, and I don't think he plays winning basketball. So the problem is you're going to have 2 or 3 teams. I think the trade somehow that has to get consummated is like a Bradley Beal, Zach LaVine, Jimmy Butler deal where they switch locations some way, shape, or form. Because I don't think anybody else is going to take any of those other people. I don't even think people want Jimmy no more.
No, they don't. But
he'll go somewhere.
Here's what's funny. You say that about Bradley Beal. He's been in talks. It's been rumored that he's a part of a 3-team deal that's going to send him to Chicago and send Levine about either back to Phoenix or back to another team. And I'm like, you just went from bad to worse.
Do you not listen to me sometimes? I just said there's a conversation about Beal, which we call it, and Levine in some kind of 3-way deal. I think you don't like me anymore. I think that's
yes, and you my rumor mill. That's I'm giving you credit, rumor mill.
Okay, I'm messing with you. All right.
I'm giving you credit, rumor mill.
Go ahead, Jack. I'm sorry.
But
you talking
but you do that. That's going bad to worse.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep it NBA, but we're gonna talk about NBA in Paris last night. The NBA played in Paris, France last night, San Antonio, Indiana. It was San Antonio ended up blowing their asses out 140-110. But, for the NBA to send the best French player to showcase his talents in Paris, man, can you say cha-ching? I mean, damn. Set up a game over there and send Wemby over there. Wemby balled out. He had 30 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 block shots. So I think Wemby enjoyed going back home last night. Did y'all see any of that game?
I saw that, but I mean, the NBA's done that before when they've had like the Lakers when Kobe was the king of Japan go over to Japan. So the NBA knows how to make money sometimes.
Yeah.
Their only problem is when they get into like these all-star game situations, they have issues. But I did see that 2 of the rookies did also jump in for the dunk contest. So hopefully we get a full field, and hopefully the young bloods or the new guys can actually like put on a show for us. But yeah, Jack, that's that. I saw that and I forgot about it, and then I'm glad you brought it back up.
Yeah. No, the dunk contest last year was okay, but the 2 years before that sucked. So, man, I'd like to see some stars in there. John Morant, Ant-Man, Alexander. Even back in the day, I wanted to see Kobe go again. You just don't see your big stars. You might as well just get the dunk contest from the Rising Stars game, because it's usually 1, 2, or 3 year players that are in this dunk contest. Can't see how it takes that much out of you. I think a 3-point contest is more stressful than a dunk contest. And the 3-point contest has been good lately. Some of the big guns have gotten in it. So I enjoy All-Star Weekend. I really do. I watch the celebrity game. I watch the futures game. Watch the competitions. But 2 scrimmages. I don't know. 40 points game. I don't know, but I don't like that. I wish they could just go back, play an old-fashioned all-star game and hustle. Or do the one when they 3 quarters through and then in 4th quarter they needed a certain point and they D'd up like blood, man. That was the best defense I ever seen in an all-star game when they had that format. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Of course.
But I mean, they had that
Why'd they go away?
They didn't go away from it. They didn't play the same the next 2 years. It just got it was just like they just played worse, and like it amazes me. And I gotta give a shout out to because Perry mentioned somebody mentioned Detroit earlier. And
that was Perry and Maddie talking about Detroit.
Because what's the kid, Cade Cunningham? He's played some series ball, and the kid Porter. And I was watching something, and they were talking about how those two, when they play against each other, since they're always connected by being 1 and 2, they just go at each other. And I think that's the closest thing we got to an old school rivalry. So now what we need is for those 2 teams to have some playoff success to give us like our next generation of guys that's going to go head to head. And if we can get that, I mean, we're going to be in their prime is going to be another year, 2 years, because they're only like 23, 24.
Mm-hmm.
Not like they're old. So you're going to get this for a long time. You're going to get this for like 10 years of them battling for supremacy in this league. And that's how you're going to want it. And that's why when I talk to Jack about like Sar and those guys, like you gotta let the gumbo cook. As Fred Smoot says on their show, you gotta let grandma cook. You gotta let all the ingredients come together. You know what I'm saying? I think they called it gumbo at one point. You gotta let the gumbo mix. Because when it happens, you're gonna be like, no, God willing, we're all here to see it, but it's going to be 3 or 4 years, but when it happens and we get to that level, it's going to be like what's happening here in Washington. I mean, with the Commanders.
Agreed. A couple of comments real quick. Let's run through these. Perry said Levine is a great 2nd to 3rd option on a contender. I'll give you that. He said nailed it, MR. Bill has a no trade clause, and he has to approve any deal. And Bill approving a Bulls move? Nah. That's just a rumor mill that I heard, and Midnight Rider must have heard the same rumor mill. He been on the phone. I've seen him. He'll go off camera. He go off camera, ladies and gentlemen. He taking phone calls from Shams and everybody. So Perry said this afternoon, Jack. Game was this afternoon. Sam said, you on mute, Jack.
Yeah, thanks, Perry. I seen it on Sports Center, 6 o'clock, so I wasn't sure what time it was played. I figured it was a weird time being across the sea.
Sam says send Levine to the worst team and he'll be the best, and trade him back to the Bulls and he'll be good for 3 months if he can stay healthy. 3-point shootout is a star-driven event. It used to be the dunk contest, but you don't even get the best 3-point shooters anymore because I'm showing my age. Yes, I'm an old man shaking his fist at the clouds of this one. It used to be 3-point shooting was a specialty. You had your Dale Ellis's, your Dana Barrows. You know, Reggie Miller was a 3-point shooter. Those are the guys that showed up. Steve Kerr, Jeff Hornacek, Hershey Hawkins. These are guys that you put, Craig Hodges. You put these guys in a 3-point shootout because you want to see who's the best, because these are your top 3-point shooters. How do you determine who's in a 3-point shootout if everybody shoots threes now? You got big men shooting threes. You can have Joel Embiid in a 3-point shootout and nobody's going to bat an eye. Karl Anthony Towns won it last year, didn't he? Ain't he the defending champion?
I don't know if he's a champ or not, but he's in it.
Perry, let us know. I think he did well, but I don't think he won.
Don't worry about it. Don't look for it. You know Perry's gonna respond.
Of
so
course.
just wait for
it. Haven't done a celeb game since Kevin Hart retired.
I like the celeb game. It's got a lot of rappers in it now that I don't know, but they do a retired NBA player on each team and a retired WNBA player on each team. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And you always get some celebrity that thinks he had game back in the day and tries to dunk, and everybody's trying to shoot threes. I do. Mm-hmm. I still enjoy the celebrity game.
Well, last year you had Parsons and Nakua all out. So they weren't showing. They weren't pretending there, boy. Them boys ball.
Parsons has played before, though. And he can ball.
And you know what? If you remember the shooting competition they used to have. Like if you had, let's say you had Houston,
foul line, the 3-pointer at the top of the key.
Right. And you'll have like Kenny Smith, a Houston Comet, a current Houston Rocket, and then somebody that's from Houston. And it'd be all 4 of them. Something like that was fun. And because whenever they did LA, they always had Magic. Magic and Lisa Leslie. You had them all the time. So Perry said Cade will be an all-star reserve. Exactly. See Evan Mobley. And he said, he loved your mic, Jack. That's what Perry said. That's a good mic. Tabletop.
You my guy, Perry.
Stop it, KG. What am I doing? I'm just shaking my fist in the cloud, showing my age. That's all I'm doing. He say, quit talking to the windmill. Cat won 2 years ago. Okay, that was 2 years ago, but he's still a big man. That's my point. You got big men in now, let me rephrase that. It's not unheard of because Sam Perkins was a big man. Sam Perkins was a power forward center, but he could shoot the 3. And he could shoot it beautifully too. But you didn't see him in many 3-point shootouts is what I'm saying. That's not a common thing that you saw. But him, Terry Mills is 6'10", power forward center, could shoot the 3 like nobody's business. But now you got everybody doing it, but these guys are not proficient at it, is what I'm saying.
According to never mind, I'm not even gonna start.
And Matty Ice said Labatt Blue going down easy tonight.
Oh, going with that Canada flavor.
Blame Canada.
Where you want? Let's move over, huh? Let's move over to the NFL. Which way you want to go first? You want to go a list, or you want to go coaching carousel? Where y'all want to go?
I mean, we can
go cheesesteak. Well, let's squeeze.
Let's go to the coaching thing.
All right. We're gonna do the OV update last.
If you want, I can give you a quick update.
That's what I say. Let's knock the update out, so we can just roll off show update.
All stats and information are brought to you by Matty Ice and Matty Ice Productions. So OV goals this year is 21. Gretzky's at 894. Ovi's at 874. Needs 20 to tie, 21 to break the record. 36 games left on the season. 36 games left this season. That's your OV update brought to you by Matty Ice.
You got 36 games? I had. Oh, yeah. I got it. Before he broke his leg, he had 17 goals in 20 games at one point.
Right.
I mean, everybody knew he was on fire before he broke his leg, but right now he's got to really. I mean, his current pace will get him the record late, but his current pace is above average. So there may be a possibility that he gets close and might have to break this in next season, his last year with the Capitals contract. So I think if that happens, I think Ovi will possibly just retire a Capital. I don't see him ever playing for anybody else.
I don't see this team allowing him to. If he wants to play hockey, he's got a job here for the rest of his life. It's almost like a Daryl Green type of situation where if he can still play at 45 and he wants to play, you just pay the man and let it be.
Yeah,
but I don't think he wants to stay that long. I think he wants to get back to Russia. So I think at the end of his contract, I think he goes home because I think he said in some article that he wants to play in. I don't know if it's the KHL, which is the Russian league or not, but he wants to play at home for a little bit. So I can see that being the case.
Yeah, but I think he gone too after his contract.
Perry said that was 20 years ago.
I think you're talking about your Sam Perkins comment.
Yeah,
and the bigs not shooting threes.
Was that 20?
Are you guys familiar with the all-time scoring list in the NHL? You know, of course, it's Gretzky at the top. It took him 1,487 games to get 894 goals. And right now, Ovechkin's at 1,457 games. So it's pretty much the same pace Gretzky did it. Gordie Howe's next with 801 goals. It took him almost 1,800 games to get that. And then Yager's there, 766 games. I'm sorry, 1,733 games. But the one I'm tripping about is Brett Hull. Brett Hull only played 744 games and scored 1,270 goals. Brett Hull and
you mean Hull? You got to change that around.
Brett Hull.
Yeah,
that's his name, ain't it?
No, you change your goals around.
Yeah, because you got him scoring 1,200 goals.
He got 1,200 goals. No, Brett Hull 741 in 1,270 games. So if Hull and Yager had Ovechkin and Gretzky's games, the number might be bigger than what it is that Gretzky's chasing right now. So there's been some hellified scorers in the NHL, and I know the whole top five. That's amazing that I've seen the whole top five play.
Well, the kicker is the only difference is when you talk about Gretzky, you got to also add in like his assist numbers, and his assist numbers are like some number that nobody's going to see. I think between that and Cal Ripken's 21, whatever it is, I think those are two records that'll never get caught.
Agreed.
Sounds good.
Agreed.
And did you guys hear about Connor McDavid getting suspended 3 games?
Yeah, he took a nice little shot on somebody.
He did. The Vancouver guy. He took a shot on the Vancouver player. Picked up a 3-game suspension. It's a trip when you hear, a star such as Conor McGregor. Connor McDavid. Excuse me on the Conor McGregor. It's kind of odd when you see something like that from one of the big players. You don't see Ovechkin fighting. You didn't see Gretzky fighting. You didn't see people touching Gretzky.
Gretzky's a different era. Ovi did get in the share early. I think older Ovi has kind of stopped taking some of those hits. I think he picks and chooses his moments now. It's not like it used to be.
Let me tell you something about Ovi. This was I want to say this is after the championship. Might have been before the championship. So that was what, 18?
Nats won in 19, so they were 18.
Okay, so that was 18. So it may have been before, after. It may have been a year before the year after. Young guy tried to pick a fight with Ovi. And this is how I know Ovi been in DC too long. Because basically he beat this guy's ass, took his hat, his coat, and his shoes. Like when he hit the young boy, he came up, young boy, he mouthing off. Ovi grabbed him by the jersey, back. All you see is his knees buckle. He was done. It's like, okay. He just skated off like it was nothing. I was like, Ovi been in DC too long. He been in DC too long. He look, man, he already know. Make it quick and clean.
He came equipped with that from Russia, from Mother Russia. He came with that.
But no, that was Mother Russia, but that was a lot of the city in him right there. I mean, you hit a dude 2 times and drop him to his knees, and then just skate off like ain't nothing happened. Let me tell you something. When he skated off like, yeah, I'm going to the penalty box, but I got 5 wings of mumbo sauce, salt, pepper, ketchup, all that waiting on me.
I knew he was gonna bring that in.
Yeah, that's all. That's Ovi, baby. That's the city. If you want to talk about the city, you want to talk about it right.
Go down Shrimp Boat. Shrimp Boat still open?
It's open, but it ain't the Shrimp Boat. It's Shrimp Boat Plaza now.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I know they remodeled it.
Oh, it ain't no grub spot no more?
No, they got a Lido's in there and some other stuff. It ain't what it used to be.
Oh, my dad used to take me there. You could run into anybody there, dude. It was nuts. Just like the Chili Bowl joint down Bend. You could run into any celebrity there. It's crazy.
I don't even want to talk about that.
Yeah, because I'm disappointed. Couple of Matty Ice said I will give a full update on the page after his next goal.
Mm-hmm.
He said Gretzky numbers are crazy. I could do a whole segment on records of his that won't be broke.
Well, some people do have shows that maybe that could be a topic.
Could be. Now,
Matty Ice didn't hear that in introduction, I guess. I spilled the beans.
Midnight Rider gonna have to pronounce this one. Andrei
Svechnikov. For Carolina, he decked, but Canes won the series in 7, so it's all good. He took that man's hat, coat, and shoes. Perry said, "My bad. That was 30 years ago. That wasn't 30. It wasn't. No, man. Yes, it is, dog. You talking about 94? I've been out.
What are y'all talking about?
He talking about Sam Perkins and those guys.
Yeah, Perkins played before Hansborough was there. That was a long time ago.
But I mean, Perkins played in the 80s, but when he was in the in the 3
he was on the squad Jordan was on, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He
so
did.
So you're looking 85, 6, 7?
They won 80.
They won in 82, and then they were on the cover of Sports Illustrated in 83.
Okay.
Moving over to the NFL coaching carousel. Perry already on it. I got something to say about this. He say happy about Aaron Glenn. We talked about it at the top of the show. Aaron Glenn, your next coach of the Jets, Jets. See, I spelled that right because the mayor of Philadelphia couldn't spell Eagles right. So that's cool. I'm gonna say this. If this Aaron Glenn hire, he does not get 5 years.
Oh, Jesus, here we go with this again.
It's the reason why I'm saying he needs 5 years. Because you got to drain that cesspool. They got to do the same thing. They can't do to him what they did to what's his name? You can't do to him what you did to what they did with the same team did to Todd Bowles
or Salah.
Or you can't do that.
Now you do know this is the Jets, right?
And they're going.
Damn, Perry.
Look at me. They're going to fuck it up,
dude. But you also got to understand that bad owners make bad decisions and run businesses bad. And go ahead, Jack.
I gotta say something because Perry took my bit, man, from this. You know, I said something about Aaron Glenn having ties with New Orleans, a lot of ties with New Orleans. He's got a tie with New York that I wasn't aware of. He was a first round pick of the Jets in 94. Huh?
You didn't know that?
I didn't remember that. No.
God, this is the reason why.
And so Perry had to throw that over there. And it's in my shit, Perry. Let me talk.
But what's crazy, Jack? I said it last week.
Right.
You said it last week?
Yes. I was like, I said the Jets.
All right, both of y'all said yes at the same time. That was freaky.
Yeah. He got ties with the Jets. He got ties with the Saints. He also has ties with the Cowboys because he played with all 3 teams.
All right. But the Jets was his first job.
I did not know he was the number 1 pick out of Texas A&M.
Yeah.
couple of comments. Sam came in the league
y'all
in
told me
'84. Talk about Sam Perkins more than
Yep,
30 years ago. Stop it, KG. Look, y'all gotta understand. My concept of time is different. I'm like, you know what? I just got
to it. That's a
I
problem.
just got mad in 2001, like 2 weeks ago. Leave me alone.
All right, so let's get to the interesting news today. I know we got the first round pick. Go ahead, finish this out.
And then 2-time Pro Bowler with the Jets. Jack Wagner said Robert Saleh. Yeah, they can't do it like that. Perry said started his post career as a scout with the Jets. His treatment will be different.
I don't think so.
His
Jets ties are deeper than
New Orleans ties, and he played under Parcells. Yeah, he did. That was towards the end of his career.
Okay.
All right. So the reason I didn't tell y'all this during the update or in the beginning pre-show, we got some interesting news coming out of Jacksonville. The guy Leon Cohen, who was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive coordinator, he left Jacksonville last night because he didn't want to coach under Trent Baalke. So they fired Baalke yesterday. And then rumor has it that today, Khan had called Cohen, brought him back to Jacksonville, and they're trying to work out a deal. More than likely, they're trying to figure out who the GM is that he wants so he can finalize his deal and get that in place, and they can have a new front office in Jacksonville. And I'm going to say this. I think Washington's success this year has made it more susceptible for teams to think more in line of, if I get the head coach and the GM at the same time, I'll have one band, one sound, and we can create our own standard that way. I think Washington is now the prototype of what teams are going to do. I don't think you're going to start seeing teams, even though it's happened some, but I think teams really want to get the right coach and GM together and let that paradigm fix itself and work itself out and maybe improve their club. And what Aaron Glenn has is Newkirk, the assistant GM for the Commanders. He's going to be their GM next year. So that gives him some continuity on what he wants, because he was in Detroit prior to coming here to Washington last season. So that's something just to keep an eye out. And it's going to be interesting to see who Cohen picks to be his GM as they take over in Jacksonville. Go ahead, Jack. Make sure your mute button's off.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, that Tampa Bay news, I heard that as well. Sound like he's going to be getting into some meetings there in Jacksonville, and Jacksonville needs some shakeup, man. I think the whole front office just clean house and get straight, because there's some decent talent over there in Jacksonville. So, Aaron Glenn thing, huh?
So this is what we talk about: a bad front office.
I agree.
Didn't fire Baalke until like 2 days ago. I mean, a day ago. But he said in the post-draft, the postseason interview, that if a coach wants him out, he'll fire him. So if that's the case, why not just fire him and start the search? Like, it's bad owners do things ass backwards. And it's probably somebody in his ear like, you should do it this way. He's like, no. So go ahead, Jack. I'm sorry.
Well, I like the pickup they did in Chicago with Ben Johnson. I think he's the Lions offensive coordinator, actually, is what he was. So he's staying in the NFC North. So he's going to know, the teams he's going to be playing in and out. He's got some nice talent with DJ Moore and Caleb Williams. And he worked who's that Lions? Jared Goff, a lot with that offense. So I think he can, he's probably going to be the coach and the OC, but I don't know, because they have not assigned a few coaching positions around him. I think Johnson is looking into that.
Early conversation is Mark Brunell as a potential OC.
Mark Brunell, the former quarterback?
Yeah, because he was a quarterback coach at Detroit the last couple years. So that would be nice. Conversation you're having. And I forgot the DC I forgot who the DC is supposed to be.
But I think we'll see some improvements in the Bears next year. They still got a ways to go. But I like New England stayed ex-player. What they did, they swapped out ex-player for ex-player. But Mike Vrabel's an old school coach. I like that. This young team was on an upswing to finish the season. I kind of don't think Mayo deserved to be fired. So Vrabel's got something to work with in New England. Playoff team? No, maybe a couple years. But I look for New England to rebound under Vrabel. What do you think?
I think he's still got like another year away, but I think the thing that killed Mayo was Mayo had a couple of press conferences where I think he just said the wrong things, and I think he kind of usurped his own power in several situations. Early on, we was talking about May. He kind of made it seem like the kid was doing well, then he wasn't doing well, and I think the mixed messages hurt him in the long run, and I think it made management question, like, was he ready? And I think that was his downfall. More so than anything else, was he just had a couple moments where he had some glitches in the matrix, and I think that's where he struggled at. That's why I was so confident that he wasn't going to be back. If you guys remember that, even though KG didn't agree with me, but
can I say something?
There's a reason sometimes I believe what I believe.
Y'all don't never agree with each other.
No, because here's my thing. If I'm the head coach, I don't owe the media a motherfucking thing. I don't owe you anything.
You do.
What I owe is I owe my team and I owe my fan base. So if I'm telling you, why would I tell you, oh, this kid looks great in practice, he's throwing good. That's fodder for another team. I'm not telling you shit.
But that's the problem. He said, so first he came out and said something about the kid struggling, or we got to take our time with him. Then he made it seem like the kid was killing it in practice. And it's like, all right, so which one is it?
Maybe the day he had a bad day, tomorrow he has a better day. Every day is a new chapter. Come on, man. That's not a reason to let a coach go.
You got to be the rock of Gibraltar. You got to be the basis.
Now, okay,
you can't change the message. The standard is this. Go ahead. I'm going to let you go. Let me get this out. It's a Mike Tomlinism. The standard is the standard.
Fuck. Now you say that, right? But I remember a coach. I remember a certain coach getting crucified because he kept it monotone. He kept it on the level. And he told the media, I don't owe you anything. I come and do these press conferences because I have to. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe it to you to tell you what my practices are. I don't owe that to you. And that coach did not get fired behind that. I don't think that's a fireable offense. Okay. But they had no intention of keeping Gerard Mayo past this one season. He was a stopgap coach until they got their guy, and they got their guy in Vrabel. That was their guy they wanted all along. They couldn't get him last coaching cycle. They got him now. Same thing in Las Vegas.
Why couldn't they get him? He was a free agent.
Hold on. Same thing in Vegas. You made this big deal about Antonio Pierce and how he represented Raider culture, and you knew he was going to bring it back on top. And then what happened? 1 year, no quarterback, no running backs, no receivers. You got no team whatsoever. You fail. Oh, you got to get up out of here. 1 year and done. Because old Bowl cut over there, he ain't going to get it right either because he don't know what the hell he doing. He not his daddy.
Hey,
he don't know what he doing.
He paying more coaches. He paying more fire coaches money than any team in the league. So I get that.
But looking at, you say why they couldn't get him last coaching cycle, for whatever reason, maybe he wasn't ready for the job. Maybe he didn't want the job last year. But why offer the job to Gerard Mayo if you got no? I'm not going to offer a coach a job if I'm not going to let you put your stamp on this team. And I know it's going to take more than one season to build most times. Washington, anomaly. Because that wasn't a rebuild, that was a recalibration. I love the word recalibration better than I love rebuild. I'm going to tell you that now, because recalibration, you know what that gets you? That gets you in the championship game, which we playing on Sunday. So I'll take recalibration over daggone rebuild any day. But I digress.
You just want to argue today.
Huh?
You just want to argue today.
I don't, but you can't use somebody else's ruler to measure your success.
Dude, I'm
Just
telling you right now, everything I heard about the Patriots after probably the first part of the preseason was there were people that were not comfortable with Mayo and thought he got the promotion too soon. Now, the good thing for Mayo is he's a young dude. He can go somewhere, be a DC, and bring his game up. Now, this is a learning experience. Now, the question is, if he doesn't learn from this experience and do something different, that's the difference. Mayo's like in his early 30s. He's good to go.
You know what I feel like right now? I feel like Melvin from Baby Boy. I feel like I'm just like, yeah, passing the remote there, youngster. You know, I feel like I gotta tell you about motherfucking guns and butter, dog. That's what I feel like I gotta tell you right now. I gotta tell you about guns and butter because you're not getting it.
No, I'm getting it. But
no,
you're not
because you getting it. You're gonna see that ain't none of this shit, nothing new. It's all a fucking rerun. That's all it is. Because they're gonna keep doing it because they keep getting away with it.
Somebody upset.
All right. All I'm gonna let you know is let's go to our next subject because this is one we got to put a pin in. Put a pin in.
We got comments first before we go to the next subject. We're not putting a pin in nothing because you're not seeing it. You're out of order. Jack's out of order. This whole segment's out of order.
No, the problem is you can't handle the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Lance Newmark from the Commanders is the lead in New York. I think that's going to be good because he has experience not only under Adam Peters, he has experience under
Holmes.
My God, he got like who else? It's another big GM he was under.
Yeah. Newmark. I'm sorry, I keep calling him Newkirk. Newmark, look, he was ready last year. The only reason he came here was just to team up with Adam and just extend his profile. So he's good. And we're going to bring in, I hope they don't bring in Rand Carthon. I hope they bring in somebody else to be the new assistant GM. But that's news for something else. Let's continue with the comments.
Bobby Beathard. That's who he was under. Bobby Beathard. He learned from him in San Diego. Perry said Balky should have been gone before the season ended. Khan too focused on Premier League. I really don't think he wants to be an NFL owner. His son's spending up his money running wrestling business into the ground, and he not really focused on the NFL team.
No, he's just a bad manager. Bad managers do bad management shit. And when you are on the call, and you tell the dude sitting beside you that he might get fired if the new coach want him fired, that's bad management. That's stupidity.
Yeah.
Like just tell me you don't want him. That's like your girlfriend sitting at the table and say, if I find somebody else, I might have to end this relationship. Well, I think you might as well go ahead and end the relationship because you don't want to be with me.
It's already over.
It's already over.
But
the red flags are waving. They would red flags everywhere, baby.
If you feel that way about bad management, and we got a couple of owners that are bad managers, but they run their team. Jack, what's going on with your camera there, bud?
Like you got the back of a car seat.
I'm just chilling.
No, your camera's messed up.
Oh, there you go.
I know. I'm just chilling. Buttons is popping up and shit on my computer. You know, I'm just chilling. Listen to y'all, fuss.
If you're not a good manager, what do? You hire people around you that are smarter than you.
No, you don't.
In that subject.
No.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do.
That's not what happens.
It's not what happens, but that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, there you go. Now you
that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay. I can live with that.
Here's the thing. Let me show you how this works.
I'm sorry, Jack.
I gotta put you two in timeout again. I'm telling you, I don't know what I'm gonna do with y'all.
I'm gonna show you how this works. Jack Carr knows baseball better than I know it. Midnight Rider knows baseball better than I know it. So when we talk baseball, what do? Sit my black ass in the corner and learn.
But that's because
I got two dudes in the room that's smarter than me. I'm gonna shut my mouth and let them do what they do. This is the point. How is that? Now I get it. Oh, it's my investment in this, that, and that. But that's why you hire people that can do the job for you.
Have you ever heard the term "fail up"?
Unfortunately, I have.
There are so many people in the NFL that fail up. Trent Baalke's one of them, because Trent Baalke should have never gotten the job after he left San Fran. So I'm not gonna go too far on this failing up, but another person that might fail up, since we're talking coaching carousel, if Brian Schottenheimer somehow becomes the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Jesus H. Christ. I don't know what's going on. This is Jerry's the antithesis of what a bad manager would do. Because I'm going to take somebody that I can control instead of somebody that's going to bud in development. I'm sorry. The blooms are all off of that rose of Brian Schottenheimer. Brian Schottenheimer even being a good head offensive coordinator. Them days is gone. That's like Ray Lewis. Hey, yesterday already happened. Tomorrow's too far away. And you being a good offensive coordinator ain't never going to happen. And you being a good head coach ain't never going to happen. That's all I'm saying. You want to be fired up, you're getting fired up, okay?
That's what I want. Perry said Johnson would be great for Caleb. I think so. He said, look out for Steve Wilkes as the DC for the Jets.
That's who it is. That's actually pretty much. I would put almost a stone. I would almost put Blue Magic on it. But if somebody wanted to debate it, I might put a cheesesteak before I put Blue Magic on it.
And calling Kellen Moore to Dallas, unfortunately, is what Perry said.
Possible.
That's not unfortunate for me.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good for us.
More dysfunction.
All right. Last segment. Top 5 running backs in the NFL right now. Start with the gentleman Jack.
Come on. Did we cover all the head coaches?
I thought you did.
I don't remember. I'm just asking. I just turned 49. Old age kicked in, so my bad.
We got to kick out of it anyway. So I mean, if anything else, we'll cover it. We'll have to cover it on Sunday. But
can you get Jack Carr to stop putting his car seat head cover up on the screen?
So you ain't hit the big 5-0 yet. Oh, I thought you was hitting that. 4-9.
I got one more before. Next year, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, we want to do that. Do it up a little bit.
You gotta call it 50.
You know what I'm gonna do? 50. I'm gonna go to Costco's and use my AARP card and get me a discount.
Nah, we're gonna take him to the Skylock, Jack. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take him to the Skylock.
You know, talking about all that senior stuff. I used to always see the old cats hanging at the McDonald's or the Dunkin' Donuts, you know, and I had an early doctor's appointment, so I hit McDonald's up for breakfast on the way home, and there they are. I'm like, shit, I'm 55. I'm gonna go up there and see what this senior coffee shit's about. Man, you still gotta pay for it. They act like they're hooking you up. They ain't.
Nah, but you know what that is, right? Most time those groups are just a group of old guys that like. So my dad, my dad and them used to have a group on every first Monday at IHOP in DC. They would meet up, all sit in the back room, and just shoot the shit, talk about old times. KG was there one time. I didn't know him back then, but he was probably there because they was talking about like Spingarn and David Bing and all those guys. So KG was probably
long time ago.
Yeah,
long time ago.
Yeah, because one of the old guys, every time he introduced himself to anybody, he would always tell them how the oldest guy in the room, the youngest guy in the room, used to walk him to school. They old timers. Yeah. It was the same stuff. It was hilarious. I loved it. But yeah, that was part of my last part of my experiences with, when my pops was alive. Like every first Monday, I was there, and the dude even made it seem like I used to walk him to school. I was like, come on, dog. What we doing here? But yeah,
the senior discount ain't what I thought, man. Hell, I get better discount at some of the establishments just being JC. You know what I'm saying?
But that's different. Everybody ain't JC.
I love it. My little pizza joint, they throw me 20% every time. They just hear my voice. Is this Jack? They be like, yeah, let me give you a discount. My shit's acting up. You getting ready to see the car seat again? But let's go into that top 5.
Go ahead, baby. Oh, question before we do the top 5. Because I had some issues. Are we doing just this season or are we doing like projections? Because my top 5 changes if I'm doing projections.
I thought we were doing NFL period, like in the NFL right now.
In the NFL right now.
Because NFL right now. At the end of this season, right now.
Right now.
Because all we got is right now. That's what we got.
Right.
That's all we got.
All right, cool.
Tomorrow's gone.
I got my top 5. I gotta make a little adjustment, but I'm good. Go ahead, Jack Carr.
We're gonna do one at a time.
Let's do it. You know
Give
what?
me my number one chant then.
Ho, let's do it the list style. KG, can you get to it?
Can we get the list?
Ladies and gentlemen, top 5 running backs right now. And here is the list. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, number 5, Jack Carr.
Ah, man, I want number 5. If he ain't on one of y'all's lists, man, y'all going crazy. I got a dude. Damn. Bucky Irvin's my number 5. Tampa Bay running back. Bucky Irvin. 8 touchdowns, 1,100 yards this year. Bucky Irvin. That's my number 5.
KG. KG. Oh, here we go. Mute monster.
I had trouble with this. I had trouble with this. Oh, jeez. You asking me for a lot. I'll pass and I'll pass it to you.
No,
only number 5, dude. Listen,
okay.
Listen. What are we doing here?
Number 5 for me, Kyron Williams.
Rams.
I got Josh Jacobs from the Green Bay Packers as number 5 for me.
Real close on my list. I tell you, I like Josh Jacobs, and he pounded
the next
this
part
year.
of this list. KG
he got
should
15.
know. KG might know this part of my list, but let's go ahead to number 4.
Number 4 on my list. Buffalo Bills, James Cook. 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns. That's why I love James Cook, man. He puts the ball in the end zone. So number 4 for me is James Cook.
KG?
Number 4 for me, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Let's see. Number 4 for me, Jahmyr Gibbs.
Who's your number 5?
KG, you might know number 3. Number 3, Jack Carr.
Number 3 for me is Jahmyr Gibbs.
Okay.
I think our top 3 is going to be the same, but Jahmyr Gibbs did his damage this year. 1,400 yards, splitting backfield, dude. Think if he was a solo back, what he would have done. Because he had 1,400 yards with only 250 carries, and he's another 16 touchdown guy this year. Bucky was in the end zone, man. So,
was he?
I'm sorry, Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs was in the end zone, so I like him at number 3.
KG, you're number 3?
Number 3.
Come on.
Derrick Henry.
Whoa. Hold on.
Damn.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some pimping in it. Okay. Well, my number 3 is Bijan Robinson. That's who my number 3 is.
Yeah, I thought I scratched him out.
No, that's all good.
I had him. I like him.
Well, see, KG knows.
5?
My 5 was Josh Jacobs.
Jacobs, that's right. All right, I'm caught up. Number 2. Number 2 right now this season. He's a Redskin killer. He's a Rams killer. Didn't he tear the Rams up this year a couple times?
Yeah.
He's just having a season, man. But I got him at number 2. Just I think my number 1 is a hair better than him this year. Saquon with 2,000 yards, 354 carries, and 13 touchdowns for Saquon.
Now I'm interested to see who Jacobs.
Yeah, I want to see who number one.
Because I thought I just heard. Well, let's see. Go ahead, KG.
Geez. Jack got me a little hot around the collar there. He got my dashiki burning here.
What's up?
Jeez. For number two, Lamar Jackson's not a running back. Stop it.
Flip the coin. You can't go wrong with 201.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with James Cook because he's had a breakout season and he found the end zone quite a few times. I think I said it years ago.
Oh, come on. You said James Cook is your number two?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Who's your three?
My three was Henry.
Ah, okay. You're the one. Okay. All right.
He don't have a 1-2 like we got.
Right. So my two is Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
Great season, but there's a difference. And I'll explain that when we pick number one.
My number uno is Derrick Henry, 1,921 yards, 325 carries. He managed to get in the end zone 16 times. I just feel Derek Thomas was a workhorse for Baltimore. He came up big in big times for Baltimore. That's just what I feel. I mean, Saquon they both had similar seasons, but I feel Derrick Henry put in the work. So I pick him as my number one running back right now.
KG, you're number one.
I believe the appropriate song lyric said, "I run it back like Saquon."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got to go with Saquon, number one. I mean, it's no other way because I get what you're saying, Jack. But I think if I got to put Saquon and Derrick Henry head to head, I'm going to go ahead and take Saquon. Nothing against Derrick Henry, but Saquon had a brilliant season this year. He had a great season. A lot of highlight runs, but he was consistent. And I'm just wondering if the GM from the Giants is kicking himself in the ass right about now.
No.
He should be. Now, we talk about fireable offenses. That's a fireable offense.
You're right. He didn't have an offensive line to protect that, and he didn't have the quarterback. Again, the Conti rule is 5 years with a running back. He had a spotty pass. He just went to the right situation. Sometimes location is better than everything else.
Send me your location. Oh, sorry.
No, I knew you was gonna go there. But my number one is Saquon Barkley for the same reason. I'm talking about a guy that has multiple games of 140 plus yards. We're talking about a guy that had like multiple games with 50 plus runs in a game. We literally saw him turn this Rams game because if he didn't play that way, they weren't winning this ball game. So that's why I got Saquon as my number one. So if you remember your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you wrote it down, unlike somebody in the room, me, give your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a recap. So recap and just do it all at one time, Jack. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yes, sir. Number 5, James Cook. Number 4, Bucky Irvin. Number 3, Jahmyr Gibbs. Number 2, Saquon Barkley. And number 1, Derrick Henry for me.
KG.
Number 5 was Kyron Williams.
Yep.
Number 4 was who the hell was number 4? Jahmyr Gibbs was number 4.
Oh, I got
Number 3 was Derrick Henry. Number 2 was James Cook. And number 1 was Saquon.
Yeah, I got all yours too, Midnight Rider, if you need them.
I got 5 is Josh Jacobs.
Correct.
4. Did I do Bijan at 4?
Yes.
Gibbs.
I did Gibbs at 4. Then I did Bijan at 3.
Oh, Gibbs at 4, Bijan at 3. I'm sorry.
Correct.
Because I had to keep to our draft show because KG, if he remembers anything else about that draft that year, was how much I talked about Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs. 2 was Derrick Henry. 1 was Saquon Barkley. If you guys have a top 5 that you want us to do, throw it either in the comments or throw it on the Sideline Junkies page, because we're at that point where we're going to do lists, and we're going to go back to Tuesday being the list day. So shoot it out to us. We'll pick somebody's list and we'll go from there. And we'll try to do this as much as we can to keep you guys involved, and hopefully you guys will participate and give us your list. I see 86 comments. Good God Almighty.
Love it.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
50 of them are Perry, though. 50 of them are Perry.
Yeah, no doubt.
Couple of comments. WNBA free agency, put a pin in this.
Okay.
Satal Sabali to the Liberty will happen. So we do got to talk WNBA because we coming back on that. I'll put it in there.
Satal, boy. Ooh.
Jack Wagner chiming in. He said exactly what I'm saying. My number 5 is James Cook.
Okay.
He said I agree with number 3, Jahmyr Gibbs, number 2, Derrick Henry, and number 1, Saquon Barkley.
Who was his list?
1A is Bijan Robinson. Everybody got love for Bijan. And I'm gonna tell you something. Hold on. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Everybody got love for Bijan. You know one thing that he needs? If he gets an offensive coordinator that knows how to use him correctly, that boy going to the Hall of Fame.
That's not his problem. I like what you're saying. I like what you're thinking. I think his numbers and his situation changes the second that Michael Penix becomes your starting quarterback for the next 5 years. They're gonna make beautiful music together. It's gonna be like come on. Give me the composers for Motown.
Holland Dozier and Holland.
There you go. That's what they're gonna be.
Norman Whitfield.
Because what they're gonna do is because after that they're gonna draft a speed receiver this year. Mm-hmm. Send that to the bank. I don't know who he is. I haven't done my research. This is crazy that it is January and I haven't sat down and done a whole bunch of draft prep. But
there's some nice receivers there's some nice receivers in this class too.
But the better thing is if you need a running back this year, running back is about 12 deep. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna find the article or the list, but there's about 12 running backs. Only thing you do is avoid anybody's last name that starts ETN. If you avoid anybody like that, because they don't run through tackles, it's a family trait. I don't understand it. I don't get it.
You got to get little bro, man. You got to get little bro up in the league.
Trevor, Tito, whatever. If it ends in ETN, you don't want it because they don't run through on tackles.
Don't mess with my boys, man.
I'm dead serious, Jack Carr. I would never ever touch a running back.
He's had a tough time over there in Jacksonville. Was it Trevor over there? No, Travis.
It doesn't matter. I would never touch him.
And but at Clemson, I really enjoyed seeing him play. I met him at Clemson. He's a very nice young man.
He can be a nice young man all he wants, but he would never.
I'm a fan of the guy.
Running back.
And you guys brought up Bijan Robinson. Yes, he was right there at like 5.5 for me. And also another running back this year. And years past, he's been nice in the league, probably 7-8 years now, is Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor.
He needs a quarterback.
Real close to this list. He missed 3 games this year, but yet still got 1,400 yards. So that guy's right there at my number 5.5 too. My little honorable mention list. And Josh Jacobs. I liked him. He gets big runs when needed.
I'm glad you said that, Jack, because people forget how good Jonathan Taylor is.
JT, nice.
I mean, granted, Jack, I can't agree with that. I don't think he's at the end of his career. He's still young. He's dealing with some injuries. I think he'll bounce back. But people forget how good he is.
His only problem is his quarterback can't throw a fit. That's the problem. The quarterback stinks. The quarterback can't throw. I mean, good God. And I told you before, because when we did our show, KG, I said the only problem with Anthony Richardson is he's going to show like a king on his workouts. But his only problem is he can't hit the broadside of a barn from the back seat of the car. So I don't know if that even made sense. I think I messed up what I was going to say, but it's all good.
No, you did say that, and I got to give you credit for saying that. However, remember, I was very, very high on him, if you remember. And he was like, nope, pipe down, calm down, because what you're seeing is not who he is. And I was like, you sure about that? And I sat back and I watched, and I go through the typical thing. God damn it, he was right.
But the guy you want to see, the quarterback that's going to be on the move this year, and the problem, I think he's going to end up as the Jets quarterback. And this is probably my dream more so than a reality. But keep an eye out on Detroit's backup quarterback, Hendon Hooker, ended up in New York playing for the Jets as their starter because they're too far down to draft a quarterback. And if he didn't break his leg or have his ACL his year when he left college, he would have been drafted in the first round. He's got a plus arm. He's got good accuracy. The only thing that he might struggle with early on is reading the whole field because he wasn't asked to do that at Tennessee. They played a lot of spread. They played a lot of air raid style. So the key to that for him is if you get him in a situation, you get him a good OC, get him a good backup QB. I think he's a guy that could become a guy. And I think he's only like 26. So that's a name to keep an eye on because Aaron Glenn had him or was with him at Detroit. He comes over because guess who else drafted him? Newmark. So this might be somebody that's high on their list, and he's a priority. You send a conditional pick, and you go from there.
Perry said not to talk bad about my frat brother, but you're right, Emma. Talking about Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
And
like Gambling
Perry
Huff.
also
That's
said
who it was.
Gambling Huff. That's that Philly sound. That's Philadelphia
exactly what
sound.
I was thinking about.
That's like we're not even gonna go crate digging tonight because we'll be on here for another hour crate digging. So we're not even gonna do that
right now. We gotta just pick a night for it to happen.
Yeah.
Get Sparkle in and get us an opening song. And that's another show.
And hey, you know what? I'll put the People's Choice Don Rodriguez on the intro.
Yeah.
So
but the intro guy be,
so
it gotta be like that Tuesday Night Flight one.
Yeah, it's got to hit hard.
Yeah.
Jack Wagner, you have
come on.
You have sat there and listened to all the shenanigans tonight and mediated these fights.
Come on now, KG. Call me Jack Carr, please.
Jeez.
J-Dub, he can. We're gonna have to get Jack on the show, man. We're gonna have to get Jack on the show, guys.
I am so sorry.
You know what it is? KG being reverse racist. Y'all just all look alike.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Perry said like Jimmy and Terry. Let me get this right. Jack Carr, you have sat back and you mediated these fights. Go ahead and take us up out of here for the night.
What are you gonna do, man? What are you gonna do? I'm gonna take us out of here with a little tidbit. I like throwing these. Did you guys know Darryl Green put Tootsie Rolls in his socks for games?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Y'all knew that?
Yeah. Dude, you are talking to, like, if you're doing Redskins trivia, this is a hard room to break news on. Because dude, I was going to Carlisle when I was like 5. My first game when I was 6. So I'm hip on a lot of stuff. Actually, that might be a topic later on when we get in the dog days. Top 5 Redskins running backs.
Okay. Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be real fun. Heck yeah, I'm down.
Whole time?
But,
so,
because I know you, KG. Okay. So this is why I got to cap this. Because I don't want you to have much ground on it. So your lifetime. So if you're only 42, it's got to be your lifetime.
Okay. All right, yeah, I ain't putting Sammy Ball on my list or nothing. Shit.
But no, I mean, I know you saw Sammy Ball, Jack, so that's the difference.
You can't do that to me. You can't do that to me, Midnight Rider.
Yes,
why didn't I just take us out of here? Jesus, I got
you can't do that to me because I didn't get a chance to see Bobby Mitchell. I didn't get a chance to see Larry Brown.
That's why they can't be on your list.
You can't.
Hey, I can pick anybody from 1968 up, though. You know, if I was born, I can pick them.
Yeah, I mean, 1958 on for you, Jack. You good?
Six, not five.
My bad.
Damn. All right. You still want
Perry
me to take us out of here,
KJ? And face and like Trackmasters. Hey, like organized noise.
I'll just let me know when y'all done, and I'll wrap it up and get us out of here.
Take us on up out of here.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We want to thank the Sideline Junkies Network and go to our Facebook page and look for the Polar Plunge donation page I'm going to put up. Let's help them ladies get their goal and smash it for these young athletes, okay? So I'm the Gentleman Jack, the host KG, my boy, the Midnight Rider, and we don't do no overtime, folks. We out of here.